Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Heart to Heart. I'm going to tell you how I feel, I'm going to tell you what's real, and then allow you, the listener, to make your own mind up and either agree or disagree with it. And as always, this podcast and other podcasts in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day podcast family are brought to you by the power of five. You like what we're doing at the very least? Like the video. And here we go. I have been watching a lot of YouTube, a bit too much. My wife is getting a little bit concerned with how much I've been watching it. And I have to admit, I've been watching it a bit more than usual. And I need to cut back on. And before I was able to turn off the computer and go about doing other things in my life, I overheard Fresh, shout out to Walter Weeks and Myron and everybody at the Fresh and Fit podcast family, talking about passion. The question was raised, why was he mad? And the response that Fresh gave to him said, it's not that he's mad, he's passionate. And he's frustrated about how he can tell people how things are and they're still going to think what they think. That brought an extremely uncomfortable truth to my mind. Shout out to everybody at that podcast. And that brought out to me the simple fact that, as I stated in the earlier podcast, women are not as dumb as we think they are. Oh, no. No, they're not. They are extremely capable. They're extremely conniving. They're vindictive. They're manipulative. And they're not nice people to be around if you get on their bad side. I hear a lot of things about, like, for example, you could be watching a Fresh and Fit podcast and Myron will be talking to a girl and she'll be like, okay, you're right, you're right. Is she agreeing with him? No. Oh, no. No, no, no. She's not agreeing with him at all. She's trying to get him to shut up. It's a very condescending, and listen to the tone. It's very condescending. And there's no place for it in polite society. But then again, there's no place for modern women in polite society because all this boss babe stuff and all this, I don't know, this independence and everything else that comes with it, is it really necessary? I mean, is it really needed in today's society? I'd argue no. And I'd argue no because not even we're going to talk about gender roles and stuff like that. We're going to talk about literally polite society. And in polite society, men are men and women are women. You can infer from that what you will. But the bottom line is that each person has a specific designation and skill set, and they operate within those parameters. It's only recently that we've gotten into women's equality and this, that, and the other thing. Now, feminism is an offshoot of equal rights. And equal rights basically tended to redress the what was wrong with we people who are darker than blue over the centuries. Did it help? Somewhat, yes, it did. But it's still got a long, long way to go. A long way. And barring some cataclysmic event that washes away most of the people and leaves a core bunch of people who think along the same lines as I do, it's going to take a long time for it to change. It is what it is. And, excuse me, and it's a shame, but it is what it is. And you can say what you want about it. You can cry about it. You can rant about it. You can attempt to talk about it. And it's going to be the same. And while I'm on the topic of the same, this podcast and other podcasts like it on this channel, as you probably noticed by now, have been sporadic. That's because I'm still getting over my brush with death. And it's taking a bit longer than I would like, but then again, it is what it is. And I'm going to do what I got to do. There's a collaboration in the works that's been put off because of my current situation. There have been ideas that have been tabled. Basically, everything has been put on hold while I get myself back to a position where I feel comfortable within myself and I can go about doing what I have to do. In the meantime, you can help. Hit the like button. It's free. If you want to go a bit further than that and you know the rule of 5, you can donate to the address below. Every little bit helps. There you go. And I'm about to turn in. It's late. And I'm tired. But I felt I needed to talk to you guys about a little about something and let you also know what's going on. Thank you very much for tuning in and allowing me to express myself to you all. And until the next, Peace to my people. You know who you are. Good night.